From WFRV TV Local 5, Green Bay, Fox Cities, and the Lakeshore, this is Newsmaker Sunday.
Good morning and welcome to Newsmaker Sunday. I'm Tom Zalaski. This morning, a piece of Wisconsin and civil rights history few people remember or maybe even know about. It was 1966, the height of the civil rights movement, when 13 students from Kaukauna High School and Milwaukee's Rufus King High School traded places for a month, literally traded places to the point of attending the other's school and living with the other's families. That experiment and the experiences of those students are now the subject of a documentary called The Exchange in White America, Kaukauna and King, 50 years later. And this morning we have the privilege of being joined by the producer of that documentary, Joanne Williams. Joanne, special to have you here this morning. We have been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks now, knowing that you were coming. I want to get into, in a few minutes, your long and illustrious television career. A lot of people know you out there. But I do want to, at the top, let the viewers know that you were a student at Rufus King in 1966 when this experiment happened. So from you being a journalist, the piece will be no doubt factual and journalistically sound, but is there also a piece of Joanne Williams in this documentary from when you were there living it?
See, I knew you'd ask me something that somebody hasn't asked me before. Yes, I am in the film because we decided as we were producing it and editing it that I had to be in it, because it's my story. So I'm in it and I talk about what happened when I was there. I graduated from Rufus King High School in 1967. Okay. So I was there in 66 when it happened. But you know what? I never saw the play because I sang in the chorus of the play and we were always off stage. So I didn't actually see the play until we restaged it in 2016.
And I want to have you explain that play in a few minutes. Joanne, risky idea. In turbulent times, this exchange, what was the reason for it?
Well, the teacher in Kaukauna, Tom Schaefer, wanted his students to have a broader view of the world. So to do that, he chose this play, very controversial play called In White America. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to have his kids perform the play. This is a little bit of the film. But of course, in Kaukauna, they were, as I say, demographically challenged.
Right.
There were no black
that
people
was
then.
Lily White in Kaukauna
Well,
at that
it was
time.
99% white.
Yeah.
And so he came up with an exchange, along with the help of Bernie Huppertz, another teacher in Kaukauna, with Ruth Thomas, a black teacher in Milwaukee at Rufus King High School. And they chose students they thought would be able to handle this cultural exchange because they're going into two different cultures. And so they came up with the exchange idea. Kids from Rufus King came up to Kaukauna. They lived with families, as you said, for a month. And then kids from Kaukauna came down to Milwaukee and lived with families for a month, and they both did the play. And this all happened in 1966.
And you say the kids were chosen based upon whether they would be able to handle this. But
yes.
What about their parents? Their parents had to do a lot of soul searching, like, you want to do what? and who's going to live here?
Indeed, they did.
They did.
We got to talk to two parents of two of the exchange students, who were in their 90s when we interviewed them. And they both said that they let their kids go because they thought it would be a good experience for them to live with other people and to learn about other people's lives and to get to know people that didn't look like them.
Yeah. And so the month was over and they put on a play. Who put a play on? Both groups, both schools?
Both schools.
And what was the play about?
The play is a documentary play. Okay. It's called In White America. It's all factual material. It's Senate testimony, discussions with the President of the United States between Frederick Douglass. It's diary entries by a woman, Mary Chestnut, who wrote during the Civil War about what was happening around her. So everything in this play is true. And that's why it's such a controversial play, because when you hear it, you'd think this play was written yesterday when you hear what these people said. So that's why he wanted to do the play, to let people know what it was like between slavery and civil rights.
So it's 1966. You're a student at Rufus King. Did you and your friends wonder what was going on, what this experiment was all about? Because here you had students going, at the time, your students going to predominantly white Kaukauna, and your friends entertaining white students from Kaukauna. Did you all know what was going on, what the experiment was about?
The people who knew were the people who were involved. The rest of the school didn't really know much about it. And I knew about it because, as I said, I was in the chorus, because I was in the drama club, but I was not one of the exchange students. And then I found out during the course of the research that a party had been held for the families of the exchange students, both the Kaukauna exchange students and the King exchange students, at my house. I didn't remember that, because I had 3 Polaroid pictures that I'd had for 50 years. I knew I was in one of them. I knew a person I also went to high school was in one of them, but I didn't know who the other people were until I started the research on this film, and it turned out those were the kids from Kaukauna.
Oh, fascinating. The name of the documentary, The Exchange in White America, Kaukauna and King, 50 years later. More with Joanne Williams when we come back. Please stay with us.